A very good morning to you. Thanks so much for keeping it Y254. This is Y in the morning. My name is Ram Aguko. If at all you're just joining us, you're just in time for this morning's conversation on career. And today we want to talk about social media and its effects in your career. How can one affect the other? And you should also ask yourself this. Is it possible that you can use your social media to influence your career and vice versa? Can your career influence the things you post on social media? How can one boost the other? How do they correlate? How can we be able to have good social media presentation or presence in a manner that doesn't have a negative effect on us as individuals? Even as you prepare to go for that interview, as you start looking for that job, what do you need to do? Today, to help us in this conversation, I'm joined by fantastic guests. This is none other. To my extreme right, I am with George Austin Omanya. He is a lecturer and youth mentor. Karibu sana, George.
Thank you so much.
And next to me, I'm with James Watare, HR specialist, career branding, LinkedIn expert, and project manager. Karibu sana, Watare.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very fantastic guests here. The kind of knowledge you'll get this morning, Harper, from this panel, you will shock your mind. We will today, maybe you can find headlines, 10 things that was said on Why in the Morning. Number 8 will shock you. But I engage with us. The hashtag is Why in the Morning at Ram, Aguko, and at Y254 channels where you can be able to find us. Let us know where you're watching us from, and we shall sample your feedback as you continue with this morning conversation. Remember to ask any question to our guests. They shall be able to answer them on the go. Okay, so first things first. Can social media affect someone's career? Let me start from there. And how does it affect your career? George.
Thank you so much. Social media and career are two things that we can blend to one. Actually, social media can promote or demote your career. One thing I've realized is that anytime I want to post something on social media, I ask myself, what impact is this thing gonna create? If it is a negative impact, then I have to delete that post. If you go to my, my social media account, you will find that most of the things I post there are things that can, when somebody reads, can at least pick something. So if you know your profession, you know your career, this is what you are doing, yes? Then, can you post things that are related to that? Because through social media, that is a very, very good platform for marketing yourself. Yes.
So it can be a good thing.
Social media is everything.
But a bad thing at the same time.
A bad thing at the same time. Because whatever you post today, we can use for interview in the next 10 years to come. We shall go to your social media account and see, okay, you posted a nude photo. Yes, on such and such a date. And you see, social media will always remind you of things 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Like
so we have to be very
like
careful.
someone who has just come from the holidays and you know, they have taken a photo of themselves in very interesting places. We need to be careful with that.
Very careful.
Let me come to you, James. Your thoughts in regards to this. How can social media, can it affect your career, and how does it do so?
Sure, it can affect. Social media is like a sword. It can cut on both sides. Yeah. It can destroy your career or it can build your career. It cuts on both ends. It can bring your career crumbling down. I'm sure you have seen celebrities, whether it is media celebrities or sports celebrities, that have lost jobs because of a post that they did.
Yeah.
You have seen blood drop them like a hot kick because of a post that they did. That is how huge social media can affect your career. You remember there was a case of Kevin Hart. He was to host the Oscars. I think it's 2019, and he had done a post many years back, as a xenophobic post that costed him that job. Actually, the headline was he tweeted himself out of the job. That was the headline.
I remember that. He tweeted himself out of the job.
Out of the job. That is how huge social media can be. And there is this generation, they are too much in a hurry to share information, news, so that you will be the first one to share. So that's why even the fake news are spreading very fast. You also want people share, this generation is sharing because of different reasons. Some to be wrong, some to for fun, some to earn money, some to troll others. So there are different reasons. And those reasons, some can build your career and some can destroy your career.
Now, I want to find out this, because many want to share their experiences, their life achievements, and how they have had fun where they go to. And they have this notion, for many, that not everything is that serious. Don't take life too seriously.
Yeah.
That whatever I do on Facebook, I was just doing it for fun. It is not my position in my career. What do you think about that notion? Yes.
There's a very thin line between personal life and professional life.
You know, they say it's never that serious.
There's a very thin line because you are presenting an institution. For example, a case of yours, if over the weekend you're hanging out somewhere, and you are dancing over the table somewhere, having fun, holding a glass of beer.
Of which I know I cannot do that.
No, I'm giving an example.
Yeah, good example.
Holding your glass of beer, and you're on top of the table dancing, and you are a beer at the top of the head. You remember the top of the head below the belly. You see you are dancing, and you have posted that over the weekend. And it has been picked very fast by the bloggers, and it is trending. Your employer would not be very happy today, this morning. I can assure you that.
Yeah. Although it's never that serious, but...
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
it is serious. Your employer will not be very, very happy because you are presenting Y254. And people will be asking, journalists in Y254, this mannerless. And people will be giving your boss some calls to find out who is this guy who is hosting a show this morning. The videos are all over trading. That's how serious it is. So, let's take the example of recruiters. When recruiters are searching for candidates, first of all, they go and have a preview of all your social media profiles. Why do they do so? They do so that they can have a hint of your achievements, of your hobby, of your social life, and generally about your view, your social life. By the time you get into the interview room, you'll be surprised by how much your interviewer knows. They receive a lot from your social media. So it's very important to keep your social media clean, neat, and classy. Be above the game.
It's never that serious. Do you agree with that kind of a statement?
It's never that serious.
It's never that serious.
Maybe for today. But in the coming days, you may know that how serious it was in the first place. What James has said is very true. By the way, when we teach these guys what we call personal branding ends at your personal social media accounts. You know? Because just what you said, recruiters will... I don't need to call you for an interview right now. If I'm doing shortlisting, I just need to go through your social media accounts. And I'll say this does not even merit. Because I know the day of interview you'll come up with, you come in a very good suit, good looking, good mannered. But what about your social media account? You will lose job. Okay, let me give you two scenarios here. I saw there was a colleague of mine who lost a job. He said he was sick, and he had gone to the hospital, and he was very seriously ill, okay? And then in the next minute, we look at his status, and we see the guy has gone to a wedding somewhere, and saying, if you don't enjoy, you see? Yeah. So it was just called...
But Alisaba, he was sick.
He was sick. And then his status now betrayed him. He had to lose the job. Number two, you know the case that was going on last week, and there are so many videos that have been leaked, and you know in one of the ombudsman sphere, there's a guy who may even lose the job because of social media accounts. What you did, today you can do something thinking that you can get away with it, but what tomorrow? Tomorrow this thing it is like the judgment day. Maybe I'm not seeing you today, But what about tomorrow? When you stand on the judgment platform, that is when you will know that standing ovation is out of bounds.
Now, then how can someone build their social media presence in a way that can establish them in their career?
Very important to have a social media presence, but now guided social media presence. How do you do this? You do this by having a strategy that is going to guide you to build your blood online. How do you build your blood online? You be intentional on what you are going to post on social media. So people are going to have perception about you, whether you like it or not, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So you better make it intentional.
I love that word. You have to be intentional.
You have to be intentional, because anyway, people are going to describe you. People are going to have perception and opinion about you. So you better be intentional. So how do you become intentional? You become intentional by guiding people on the content that you post. Be known that Ram Aguko posts content on this. For example, my case, I want to be known as the only person, the to-go person who people can go for when they want content about career branding, LinkedIn optimization, CV writing, career coaching, interview. And my content now is now going to, in all my social media platforms, that is my content.
That's the only thing you post about.
Yeah, my content will be addressing those issues. You don't have to be commenting and posting on any other topic. Does not mean that you don't have opinion on topical issues or on politics. You might have very strong or crazy opinion about topical issues, but share them with your boys. When you are having a meeting or you have met somewhere, you're hanging out, share them. Fight over which political party you want to go, or which candidate you don't like, or which party you don't like.
But not on social media.
But not on social media. On social media, you don't want that to be your reputation. Remember, here we are fighting about your reputation. What do you want to be known for in social media? It is your reputation. You have to be intentional so that you can have a good reputation on social media. And the reason even why recruiters go online to search for your profiles is because recruitment is very expensive.
Yeah.
Recruitment is very expensive. So when you have a pool of so many candidates, and you are trying to see which one is the best suited, if I come across a post that you did that is not sitting well with our values, with the company beliefs, with the company objectives, then I'll be very hesitant to even call you for an interview. Because if you are vulgar on social media, if you are bashing your boss on social media, if you are bashing a certain product of a certain company on social media, then I might think it will be the same, it will be replicated the same in my company. When I employ you, be bashing the boss. You'll be talking ill of our products. It will be the same. So I'll be very hesitant to even call you for an interview. And that is how people lose on opportunities.
It's true.
What
he's saying is very true. You don't need to take a lot of time, going to calling every time you can hurry for an interview. It is a very tedious process. Go just through social media account and you get it done. Yeah. The other thing I want to add there, you're talking about content. Content is very, very important. I'm a mentor, I'm a counselor, I'm a preacher, I'm a lecturer. And you see, though so many people may not comment on what I post, okay? But they are following. The day I'll post something negative, then that is the time they will post. And you see, things that are negative are really going on very fast. They burn like fire.
There are these things that sometimes, which I don't know, I'm also trying to understand that kind of perception where someone feels bad that they have 4 likes. They want to get the 1,000 likes, but they have these 4 likes.
That is what we call inferiority complex. By the way, some of my posts that I take a lot of time. I wake up at 3:45 to read and write. Then I post for people. Sometimes you get like 5 comments, or maybe 2 likes. Okay? But you know, it has never bothered me because I know somebody outside there. I don't write for a multitude, you know? But I'm writing for this one particular person who can take his or her time to go through what I've written. And that simple message can baptize per man, okay?
There is someone who has told me, Brenda, that who anazisoma, you have her likes.
But Brenda will never, she will never comment, eh?
Yeah.
But that is why I'm saying, even this morning when I was coming here, somebody was telling me, you know what? You have sent me like around 20 posts since August, okay? And I've never commented. That does not mean that these posts, I'm not reading them. You don't know how much this has changed my life, you know?
Wow.
So I'm saying this, the way James is saying, please let people know who you are, what you believe in, your values, your principles, whatever content you post outside there, let them know. If it is about mentorship, I need encouragement. Let me go to Austin's post. You will get it there. You go to career, you go James, a job interview. You know, let people know you. That is what we call personal branding. How do people know you outside there?
Don't just look for clout and likes and followers
Yes.
and comments.
Yes. And that is why you get it wrong. And then apparently, I'm just wondering with young people. Anytime they eat expensive food, they want us to see, you know, like pizza. Now they want us to see what they are eating, you know. But that kind of mentality is a backwardness mentality. I want to see young people who can post something on creativity and innovation, who can create some content that when you read, you also get inspired, such that one day, when you introduce yourself to a meeting somewhere, people will say, hey, Kume, this was the James. Hey, James, we've been hearing you, okay? And that is how greatness comes out.
That's how great.
I've gotten a lot of jobs through social media. A lot of jobs. By the way, most of my jobs I normally get through referrals, like the counseling session. These schools I normally go to, these universities I normally go to for motivational talks. It is just through my social media account. Somebody just gets you. Can we get your number? Like KC University the other day.
Okay.
We got your number on social media. We got you on social media. Can you help us with your number? Are you able to do this and this? And you go there, you talk to students, and you make an impact.
Wow. Tell us what you think about this particular conversation. The hashtag is Why in the Morning at Ram Aguko and at Y254 channel. Social media and your career. How does one affect the other? We want to take a short break and then we'll be back in a bit. And after we are back, I want us to touch on the different social media handles that people can use. LinkedIn.
Yes.
If you want to build yourself, can LinkedIn build you? Can Facebook build you? Can Twitter build you? We are not promoting these particular platforms, no, but we are saying they are there. And we need to use them as drivers towards something. What about someone who is not on social media? They are not on Facebook, they are not on and they say, I don't like social media.
They don't know the gem behind social media.
There are so many opportunities.
But if you don't have content, for sure.
But on a summer mimi, I don't like it. It's
But you
useless.
see, even if you don't have other content, you can read other people's content, and you can learn a lot.
What I think, I think people should be trained on the power of social media.
Let's take that break. We'll be back in a bit. This is Why in the Morning. Good morning to you. Welcome back. This is Why in the Morning. It's all about social media and career. And as we said earlier on, social media has the ability to affect your career. This is Career Talk. My name is Ram Aguko. If at all you're just joining us, keep engaging with us. The hashtag is Why in the Morning at Ram Aguko at Y254 channel is where you can be able to find us. Let us know where you're watching us from. We shall be able to sample your feedback as we continue with this morning's conversation. I'm with George Austin and James Watare on this particular conversation on social media and career. Now, let's talk about those social media handles that someone can use to benefit themselves. Let's start with LinkedIn. How is LinkedIn important, especially for someone's career? You are a LinkedIn expert. I think you've seen those people who are looking for jobs, but they're not on LinkedIn.
Yeah. and they are losing a lot. So LinkedIn has become a very popular site, especially for multinational recruiters, and it is also catching up with the local recruiters. And what the youth and the professional need to know is the professional network for, is a professional social media for networking for those people who are in professional jobs. So if you are not on that's why you find a CEO, a director, a company president, a group of company directors. They are on LinkedIn, but you cannot find them on other social media. That's why you can interact with them. Most of them are not on other social medias. You can't find them on Facebook. Maybe he has a Facebook account, but the last time he or she visited the account is 2 months ago. But regularly he posts on LinkedIn. He posts an article about the company, how the company is progressing, what the company is doing, and that's why you can interact with them. So one of the benefits of LinkedIn to job seekers is that it has become a hunting ground for recruiters. If a recruiter is searching, for example, a finance officer, he'll go at the search bar and search for a finance officer in Kenya. If your LinkedIn profile is fully optimized, it will come among probably the 50 profiles, whereby the recruiter will just click and find out if we have the experience and the skills that they need.
What do you mean when you say fully optimized?
Fully optimized is a LinkedIn profile that all the sections are filled, and it is speaking about you. If you know, one of the problem I have with the job seekers is that they just opened a profile, they have no photo, they have no where they work. And there's nothing, they communicate nothing.
And if they have a photo, the photo is the photo of a tree.
Photo of a tree.
Or a lion, something.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. And immediately a recruiter says there is no photo and the photo does not represent you, you go to the next person. You see, you lose an opportunity. So one of the, there is someone who got in touch with me this morning, and there was no photo. So, you know, the first thing I told him, upload a photo first, then we can talk. I mean, there's no way I can be talking to a ghost. We need to get people need to get serious on LinkedIn.
To a ghost.
Yeah, people need to get serious on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Make sure all the sections are fulfilled from the about section, your education section, your experience section, your skill section. Make sure all the sections are filled. Those are the basics. Now you go ahead now and you become active, where you follow those companies that you would like to work for. You follow those mentors that you think that's where your career is heading, and you start commenting on what they post. You start sharing on the articles that they post. You start becoming active. You have heard of LinkedIn algorithm. That's how it works.
Okay, George.
LinkedIn is the best social media platform for job seekers, because that is where you are going to get all these CEOs and all the jobs. By the way, I didn't know how much LinkedIn was very powerful until I tried. You know, I just did my profile. But we were in another training somewhere in Kisumu, and then somebody told us we were doing personal branding. I think that was the training that changed my mindset completely. And it told us that, you know what, young people are hovering around here and there, you know, that there are no jobs, okay? But they fail to brand themselves, because if somebody wants to hire you today, what are you going to bring on board? How have you branded yourself? Have you convinced us enough that you have all it takes to take this job, you know? So LinkedIn is one of the most powerful job search engines right now in the world, because it connects you globally. There's a job I lost, but not because of anything else, but because of passport. Actually, I got my first job on LinkedIn, and it was in Canada. And then these guys tells me that we've looked at your CV, and you are the right person for this job. So we have slotted you for an online interview on such a date, okay? Such a time, you know, Kenyan time.
Yeah.
Then I go for the interview. I logged in with my, you know, computer. They see me, you know, and then they tell me, we shall get back to you after 2 days. And actually, after 2 days, they wrote me an email telling me that they have considered me for the position. So what I need to do is to photocopy, to scan my passport.
The passport.
Yes,
Okay.
and then
And then
they
you send
work
it,
on.
you send it to them.
Yes, yes. And then this boy here doesn't have a passport.
Oh,
I felt so.
poor boy.
Oh my God.
Do you know? Can I tell you something? Do you know? I worked. They gave me 7 days.
Oh my.
They gave me 7 days. So I had to go. I was booking like Nairobi. Nairobi is full. Mombasa is a bit full up to. The only place I could go now is Kisumu. So I went to Kisumu. They gave me 7 days. Give us your, if you can work on your passport within 7 days, well and good. Then you do that. You give me 7 days. My friend, I ran up and down, but it was not possible. Then I said, now, what am I going to do from here? I think I've lost this job because I didn't have a very basic tool like passport. You know?
So passports are important.
Passport.
Very important.
Even if you're not going to, you know, there's some people who believe, sasa mimi nitaenda wapi? Nimezaliwa hapa, nimesoma hapa.
That's a local mentality, okay?
Nimeishi hapa, kazi natafuta tu.
Hapa. Let me tell you, do you know right now, if you don't have a driving license, you don't have a passport, okay, and computer skills, then I don't know where you are going as a person. It will be very difficult. You are going to miss so many opportunities.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about the passport. There was a recruiter we were recruiting in a certain position. And one of the things that would disqualify candidates is if you come for an interview, if you have a passport. Because the training was to be done out of the country. Immediately you get hired, the training was out of the country.
Wow. So guys, if you don't have a passport, get a passport, my friend.
Yeah.
It's easy. Go now.
Yeah. The training, you get hired, the next 1 week, you are thrown out of the
You're
country.
out of the country, yeah.
For training. Many people lost that opportunity. And it was, you know, you hear those dream jobs. Those dream jobs people talk about. Where the salary is six figure, there are allowances, travel allowances, you'll be moving in and out of the country the way you want. It was that kind of a job. And the people are saying, I want a dream job, and you don't have a basic tool like a passport. It is not going to happen.
Impossible.
Impossible.
I need to get my passport.
Don't say you don't have one.
But still on LinkedIn.
Yes.
There's something that happened a few weeks ago, or months. I can't remember exactly the timeline. Somebody who went on LinkedIn to look for a partner. I don't know if you guys saw that thing, where somebody went on LinkedIn and connected with somebody, and then they tried to, to seduce this person. Now, this gentleman told the lady, excuse me, first of all, this is not the right platform
Yes.
for that.
For sure.
And that person was shut down on the spot, and that thing was trending. Now, let me just get it from you. Is it that different social media platforms have different purposes? And how can we differentiate between all these platforms and the different purposes? Because at the end of the day, we are getting socially connected.
Exactly.
Yeah. Different social media have got different purpose, and they attract different kind of people or different kind of professionals. For LinkedIn is purely professional. Purely professional. You go there, you are looking for a partner, a long platform, you'll be shut down. And if you are at Instagram now, Instagram is now for the images, for the photos, for the short videos. That is where you go for those. That's why companies are now doing their short videos. That's why companies are doing their short clips. That's why they're using the
reels.
The reels.
Yeah.
That's why the influencers are huge on Instagram, because these days, people buy from people. So that's why companies are investing on the social media influencers to drive their brands. So social media platforms have got different purposes. For Facebook, when it came, it was very intimate. It's for connecting with friends and families. Now it has changed. You can get a job through Facebook. And there are so many jobs that are being posted on Facebook. But people are still jokers on Facebook. You find them with pseudo accounts. They are still trolling people. They are still trying posting funny photos. So people need to get serious when it comes to social media.
And there's somebody who sent me a friend, not somebody, many have sent me friend requests, and I just look at their profile picture and I just cannot accept.
It is true.
It's a monkey, or it's
a
a goat.
you just look at the name itself.
Even the name.
The name itself.
There's someone who has a name, I don't know the son of who.
By the way, your names should be the same across all the social media.
Exactly.
You should use your first name and your very advisable, your first name and your last name across all social media.
Don't just write daughter of Zion.
No. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, the same name across.
And that is why you were saying, James, that name is a brand tag.
Yes.
If people know you as James, the motivational speaker, as Ram, yes? As people should know you, such that when they read that name, they click that name in their mind. I was giving an example the other day that, Safaricom has become a big brand to an extent. When you see green, you think it is Safaricom, right?
Yeah.
So when people see you,
They even call it Safaricom Green.
yes, you see, when people see you, what do they see?
Yeah.
You want to attach yourself with something. And
Now,
name is a very powerful
It's about your reputation online. It's very important.
We've talked about LinkedIn. We've touched on Facebook.
Yes.
But still, let me briefly comment on Facebook. We normally see people join Facebook groups. Do the groups also matter?
Groups matters a lot. Because,
Someone is in Kilimani Mam, someone is in this.
No.
let me tell you.
Someone is in a church group called, I don't know which church. Someone is in.
You see,
so
if
these
you
groups,
know what you want, practically, I'm not a politician, but I can be, okay? But for now, I'm not a politician. So why do I join those political groups? Yes, I'm a lecturer, I'm a counselor, I'm an evangelist. And the only groups I can join are the groups that have got same interest.
Is it bad to be in so many groups, different groups
It
at the
is
same
bad,
time?
you are confusing your mind.
You're confusing your brand, actually. when the recruiter is searching you, he's going to find you in Kilimani Mams, he's going to find you in another funny group, and also going to find you in my group with is a purely for jobs and for posting anything to do with careers. So you're going to find you, who are you? Yeah? So there are very good groups that people can join on Facebook. Especially groups that are posting about jobs. Like I have mine where it has over 60,000 followers now. Executive Jobs Hub. I post jobs on a daily basis, hundreds of jobs.
Say that group again.
Executive Jobs Hub.
Tafuta hiyo jina saizi. Executive Jobs Hub.
Itafuta sasa. And every day I post an article touching either on interview, CV writing, legal optimization, and any other HR matters that I think that are affecting professionals nowadays. People should search that group and join. It's very important for them to be updated.
Okay.
There's something I want to talk about why people are posting things that are going to trend. It's because of the peer pressure. We are in a generation where people want to trade. People want likes. People want his
Publicity.
His comment is the most liked and is the most commented. So they are competing to know who is going to have more comments, who is going to have more likes than the other. And you even find some of them if the phone goes off. Before they take a photo of the potatoes and ribs, they get very moody the whole day because they did prove a point to their friends. So that is one of the issues that we have about Facebook is peer pressure.
Let's talk about Twitter. How important is Twitter? What's the value of Twitter, especially for an individual? And is it bad for someone not to be on Twitter but on other platforms. You'll realize that there are many who are on Facebook, they are on LinkedIn, but not on Twitter. Because even their posts, they find it hard to make posts on Twitter.
Yeah.
You see, Twitter is a very good social media platform. Again, it also attracts high caliber of people. Very serious people. Yes? But now, the problem comes when you are on Twitter, but you actually don't know what to post there. Because if today you post about, politics, another day something, any post that you get, you put on Twitter, then people will live and wonder, Number two, there's something called followers. Getting followers on Twitter is not easy.
Very hard.
Apparently, you'll find
it is very hard.
If you got somebody with 30,000, you speak to that person.
Followers, even 100 followers on Twitter.
It's a problem.
It is not easy. But you know what? I think I started with around 5, and it took me years to get even 20 followers. But by the time I realized what was missing, the gap, you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yes, keep posting. If it's about inspirational, quotes, keep posting them. Keep posting them.
So for Twitter, be consistent.
All social media accounts.
All of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, be consistent on what you are posting. People will begin recognizing these. And through that, you don't know, the gates of heaven may open on earth.
Twitter.
One of the issues I have with the young people on Twitter is some of them get used. We are getting into high voltage politics, and you find some youth are going to be paid 1,000 per day to post and repost hashtag bashing a certain politician, bashing a certain political party. You sell your soul by 1,000, and you're using your account. So what happens when a recruiter is searching for you? Is going to find what you are doing. This is political season. You are being used to spread hatred, to spread a message of violence, and it's going to be huge. So I am warning the young people, please resist the urge of being used to promote hashtags on Twitter.
Wow. So be careful, even if you are retweeting.
Yeah.
Be careful with what you retweet. Yeah. But those who are on Twitter and they have something on their bio, this is not to attack anybody, but they say a retweet is not an endorsement. You've seen those things. My retweet is not an endorsement. Can that help? Is that valid?
I think that is just a rendition. That is just maybe just a mindset. Let me tell you. Whether it is a retweet or what, you will be responsible for whatever you post. Yes, you may not be arrested to go to committee and escape the following day. But let me tell you, one day, the hard truth will dawn at you. You have to be very, very careful on what you retweet, what you post on Twitter, because those are the judgment points we are going to use someday. So we have just to be very careful. And just what James was saying, I've seen so many young people, like right now, there's a group I joined, and they're really trying to paint a certain politician with black image.
It's not to be huge.
And these are young people. And then I ask them, I normally post those motivational quotes like every day in that group. Then I ask them, now guys, you guys are fighting. Some of you I know are in second years. Some are even in first years, university. Okay? Some just graduated the other day. And all these groups are here. These are the people we want outside here to create a change. Will they create any change? Yes, because of a politician. I think there's something that this nation is missing. Because when the campaign period had not started, I don't know whether it has started, but I normally see this animosity rise. I don't know whether it is the DNA or it is just the mindset that every other election we have to go wild. I don't see the point of a young person being paid 500 to go and paint somebody black in form of politics.
There is somebody who said that if you have nothing to say, say nothing.
Yeah,
better.
sure.
Better. It is better. If you have nothing to do, don't do it here.
Actually, I'm happy for those people who are dormant on commenting and posting, but they are active on reading other people's posts.
Afadhali hao.
They are safe.
They are safe.
Actually, you will find them in my group. They have never commented, they have never posted, but they follow. Actually, they come into my DM. I am one of your silent followers. There is an article you did, but I have lost it. Can you kindly repost it for me? It really helped me. They are a silent follower. It's better to be a silent follower than to be that one who is commenting on everything and anything and being used by politicians to spread hatred.
Is it bad or good to post every job offer you get and every achievement that you make on social media?
Okay, it is bad, it is good. Let me tell you something. As much as you want to post your achievements, you want to post everything, but please kindly evaluate what you are posting. Because I normally even see people who post everything, including the bedroom of their family, you know. You want to post your child, you want to post, you know. So you are giving people your life, you are spreading your life like this. But achievements like academic achievements, if you have that, like the other day I graduated, something told me, can I post a photo or just, you know, I decided to do a photo and said, you know, thank you God, I've made this. And you tell people, okay, this is my master's, whatever, you know, this is my degree, you know, so that alone will remind people sometime later that, oh, this guy did this, this guy did this. So achievements are good, but you have also to evaluate, just moderate.
Okay.
Yeah. Achievement, they mean different things to me, to different people, and some achievements, according to me, some are private and some are public. Just the way you have private parts and you have those things that we release to the public. You find people that are posting how I woke up and how my girlfriend or my wife have been sweet the last 1 week. Who cares? We are not interested. That's how you invite people to your private life. Actually, you start living with them in your house because you invited them. That's why you start getting permanent social media in-laws. Because you invited them.
Social media in-laws.
Yeah, because you invited them to your space. Because of the content that you post. The content that you post, you drove them to your private life.
What about jobs? Someone posts and says, just got a new job.
That one you can post. Actually, LinkedIn have got a way of even posting it for you.
There are some people who lost jobs because of that. You realize someone posts that they got a new job. Now the company that they're working for fires them because...
But no, it depends with also the company's policy. Because some jobs are treated like, you know, private.
Okay.
Like the military, you know? Like the military. But you see, the company policy will always guide you. They will tell you that this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to do. So it also depends. But, and again, let me ask you, even if you get, you get a new job, yep? Must you advertise? Must you advertise?
All right, quickly. I want to talk about two things and then we wind up briefly.
Yes.
One, the language somebody uses on social media. There are those who have some languages or words that some may consider to be obscene or vulgar, curse words. Your thoughts in regards to that, James?
Now, when you are posting on social media, you have now to keep in mind your audience. Which audience are you attracting, or which audience are you addressing? And there's this word that young people keep on throwing around when they want to post anything and everything on social media. I want to be real. I want to be authentic.
Yes, yes.
But what is being authentic and what is being real?
I want to be real with you.
Yeah. If being real is posting explicit vulgar language, if being real is posting nude photos, if being real is trolling people on social media in the name that you are being authentic, then you should know there are consequences that are going to be followed by that. You are going to repel away the audience that might help you. You are going to make that recruiter not shortlist you for that job. There are consequences. Just be real about know there are consequences. But what is being authentic? Being authentic is representing yourself the best way possible on social media. That is being authentic.
All right. Your thoughts, language. Briefly.
Language is very important. Very, very, very important. By the way, before you post something, that is why I always want to proofread. There was an article I did, and I realized instead of doing didn't, I did. So you know the whole thing is now becoming, it changes its meaning.
Changes.
So proofread what you even if you can post it to someone first to proofread it for you, it is the better.
And some people have an issue of spelling and grammar.
Because if it is grammatical mistake, of course you have told me that you are bogus, you didn't go to an English class, you know.
Poor in communication. That's why you have graduates these days who cannot even draft a letter of correspondence, because the communication is very poor.
And that is why the politicians will always have people who can write for them. Ask them. Yes, before they post anything, they have those guys who will go through that script. Yes.
You made a post on Facebook, wrong they say poor communication can't be hired.
And I'm telling you, it's so common with this generation, such that even if they attend an interview, even expressing themselves
is a problem.
It is a problem. You got somebody got an A, he passed through the university, got first class or even second class. But even say a very simple question, tell us about yourself. It is a problem, a huge one.
There is someone who, this is very common. So if someone says, let me give just an example, you are smart. Writing that is very problematic for some. You are smart. Do you know how they'll write it? Instead of saying Y-O-U-A-R-E, smart, you are smart, they will say Y-O-U-R, smart.
Yeah.
You are smart.
It is true. They should go for their school fees.
The school fees.
This communication is even replicated in the CV, because some of them use that the same language in the CV.
You are smart.
It gets rejected immediately, it gets to the hands of recruiter.
I want us to finalize with scammers. Yes. Of course, social media cannot fail to have such kind of characters. Exactly. You are looking for a job, and then you've gotten it on social media, online. Someone tells you, come for this job in this particular place. How can we protect ourselves from scammers, even as we're looking for job opportunities, selling ourselves, networking on social media?
Scammers are everywhere, especially in Facebook. Scammers are everywhere. Now, if somebody has posted a job, like James, yes, I'll go, first of all, it is your work as a young person or whoever is looking for a job to find out more about that company. Nowadays, companies have profiles, right? But even some profiles may be, you know, a bit cheating. Now, what am I supposed to do? I go to that company's profile, I go to their website, and see actually if that is there. Because for them to post the job on Facebook, it means they had already posted it where? On their website, right? So find out this. If there are some jobs, like somebody called me here in town, that you know, they had placed a very good job, executive job, okay, for an NGO manager. They wanted an NGO manager. And then they called me to come with a notebook in town. I meet them in town. And then they tell me to come with my ID and a notebook, you know? So those are scammers. Of course, no one can tell you that, you know, that you are not even going for an interview, already you have gotten that job. Scammers are everywhere.
But you just come with a notebook.
Yeah, you know?
Just come.
And let me tell you, there are guys who will also look at your profile and then they will inbox you, you know? Telling you that this is the job, you can do this, we have seen your potential, you know this. My friend, you are going to lose a lot of money. The other day, there was a post that was running that a certain politician had is sponsoring young people to you know, to masters. And then people were really calling, and the registration was 2,000. Registration was 2,000.
By the way, what are you registering for?
That is what before you send your money, by the way, don't send money to when you're seeking job.
James, briefly on your scammers.
So scammers are all over. I've even found scammers on LinkedIn supply chain. We have scammers there.
Yeah. I've seen them.
Yeah. Actually, they will post you for a job, and then they will tell you we are processing your application, and the processing fee is 500. So what I tell job seekers, do not ever pay for anything before you get the job. Don't ever pay for it. If you see someone asking you for money, that's a scam. Report it immediately.
All right, so I've just seen a message here. Mungu amekusaidia. Elaine Mudhoni is saying, good morning, Ram. Kindly ask them whether I should have a LinkedIn profile without a degree. I have a diploma.
You can have a LinkedIn profile even with a certificate,
Yes.
even a class 8 certificate, you can have one.
It
Doing
is
another
true.
profile.
Yes.
Because you have skills.
You have skills.
Sell yourself.
There's something, by the way, I see somebody who has dropped out in class 8 and they are doing, they are good masons outside there. They are good plumbers, you know. You can always make a profile that can sell.
All right.
And if I can mention that very quickly, and that's also one of the misconceptions of LinkedIn. People think it is for the huge professionals,
for the elites.
with huge top, with the very huge titles, the CEO, the directors. It is for everyone, and they are looking for you.
It's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's morning conversation on career and social media. I told you this guest. Thank you so much. George, James, thank you so much for coming. Keep talking to us. The hashtag is Why in the Morning. Let us know where you're reaching us from. The hashtag is Why in the Morning at Ram Aguko at Y254 channel is where you can be able to keep engaging with us. That brings us to the end of this particular conversation, but we still have more for you coming up in a bit. This is Why in the Morning. Keep it locked.